We have a pure Atwood machine here. We have motion detector detecting the motion. The pulley has negligible mass, as does the spring, but there is friction. There is friction as it rotates. System is released from rest, so V0 equals 0. And after 1 second, the speed of the 3 kilogram block is 1.8 meters per second, which is the best estimate of the frictional force. So once this thing is released, we expect that this 3 kilogram mass will have a greater influence than the 2 kilogram mass, so it will accelerate in this direction. If there is friction, it will not accelerate as quickly as it would. And because this system is tied together and the string is not stretching, the speed of the 2 kilogram mass will be the same as the speed of the 3 kilogram mass. So let's put together our free body diagram. So what we have is the force of gravity of the 3. We have the force of tension. We also have the force of friction. And on this side, we have the force of gravity of the 2. And there's the force of tension. So we have force of gravity 2, force of tension, force of friction, force of tension, force of gravity 3. And we know that since none of the molecules in the string are accelerating away from each other, the distance stays the same between them. The forces are balanced everywhere in between. So the tension forces drop out, and we write our Newton's second law equation, which says the net force is the sum of the forces. The net force is the mass of the system and its acceleration. And now we have the forces. We have Fg3 minus the force of friction minus Fg2. So the mass of the system is 3 plus 2. The force of gravity on 3 is 3 times 10. And the force of friction is unknown. And the force of gravity 2 is 2 times 10. So we have 5A equals 30 minus 20 minus the force of friction. So 5A is 10 minus the force of friction. Now the observed acceleration is delta V over delta T. And so after 1 second, the speed is 1.8 meters per second. So the acceleration is 1.8 meters per second squared. So now we know force times 1.8 equals 10 minus the force of friction. 5 times 1.8 is 9. And so minus force of friction is minus 1, subtracting 10 from both sides. So the force of friction is 1 Newton in magnitude. And that is choice C.